Yeah, and we're live. Yeah, I mean it's only the second week, you know. But anyways, I'm gonna see maybe Federico would join us. I was hoping he couldn't join us last week. I was hoping he might join us today. And let me share the video as well. I don't know if you want to share your screen already, Weverton, and give like a bit of a. You said you would suggest maybe giving a bit of a walkthrough from what we did last week for Paulette.
Sorry, but I have a poor connection here. I can't hear you. If you can repeat, please.
I was wondering if you wanted to maybe share your screen and like give an overview of what we did last week for Paulette, as you suggested.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do it.
And then
I don't know if my connection it's okay for doing that. So if you have some pause, please let me know.
yeah, if you're breaking up,
Um,
we'll let you know. I mean, so
can
far it's good.
see my screen?
1 second, let me.
Okay.
Paulette, can you see?
Paulette?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, I can see. And I clicked on yours, so now the people watching the video can see as well.
Oh. Okay. I think the connection is freeze video. Maybe you can open the project and maybe I can speak and explain what you did.
Yes, of course. Let me come here. 1 second. So then
I don't know if it's but my connection.
yeah, I mean you're breaking up a little bit, but I think we can hear you kind of okay. But a lot of times when the connection's bad, you can't hear us, you know. So let me share my screen. You can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, so if I come here to human connection and to server, we basically were working on this repo here. Server is the name of it. It comes from this GitLab CommonsPub repo. I need to click on my image. Yeah, so this is Robert's pull request. He put in this pull request. And now I get to follow him. Okay. After running the command again, I see. Help me out. So you said that they did respond to this. Okay. This guy Mael, he's one of Robert's friends. I wouldn't use our current Docker file to run the test or to develop. Our Docker image is optimized for production. To develop using Docker, I would take a completely different approach, using volumes to share the current directory. So it is the Docker instance which generates the build, deps, and node modules directory. Yeah. You could find issues with this approach, especially if you mix your own compile files with Docker ones, because the Docker daemon, unless you configure in another way, generates the files using root user. I hope it is useful. Yeah, I mean, I think he might have seen that response because he was talking about that. So it seems like they're basically saying you need to install things locally to be able to run the test. Which Weberton's gone. Maybe he'll join us again. I mean, for so there's this from 3 days ago. For us, I guess we're okay because we have I have things locally. But if you look here, like there are 7 failing tests. I mean, this is kind of like, do I have the latest git pull? Let's see. Git pull origin develop. All right, so there's a bunch of stuff on this develop that wasn't there before, that I didn't have. So I guess it's good to run the test again. Look at that. I feel like I just cloned this repo like not too long ago, but I don't know. Maybe they've made that many changes recently.
Okay.
So
You say that.
Oh, there we go. All the tests are passing.
Yeah. Okay, you say that you have to have everything installed for you to run the tests.
Well, Robert was trying to run the test using Docker, the Dockerized version of it, but they didn't write the Docker file to be used for local development. They wrote it just to be deployed.
Oh, okay.
So, that's you know, they don't have everything from the repo. So I'm not sure if Weberton will be able to join us back. Like, I guess the idea is maybe, so what we want to do with this is we wanted to use this to, let me see if I have, I don't know if I have a screenshot of the, like the relationship between this. So this repo CommonsPub is like a container which like translates ActivityPub with to GraphQL to be able to like so it can communicate with our backend, and we can share like posts from other social medias. This is for the Human Connection project, which you probably haven't heard of, I would imagine, or maybe you have.
No, I haven't.
Okay, so Human Connection, we have a Slack channel, and we have this. This is our Discord server, and it uses like in the front end Vue.js, and it uses GraphQL, and the back end uses Node and Nuxt, and so I don't know if I have this. There's different here. So there's this like ActivityPub. Is this it? I don't know if this is. I don't think this is it. This is something else. Here's CommonsPub. Yeah, that's what we're trying to get it to work with. So it doesn't look like he shared it here. I wonder where he shared it. I search CommonsPub like this. See. No. So this, no. Well, we have this activity pub, which I can show you what it looks like. Activity pub is like activity pub rocks or something. Here. So you have this, right? And then this has like client to server, or it has like server.
Are you sharing your screen? I can't see your screen.
Oh, I was sharing my screen. I don't know what happened. Now I can see myself. So let me stop that. Start it again. And click share. Application window, VLC media player. Okay, so now you can see?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so there's this activity pub, which has a site here, activity pub rocks, and they have like client to server or server to server connections between, like, it's a W3C networking, social networking protocol, which is decentralized. So you can, for example, there's like, I don't know if you've heard of Mastodon.social. This is another social network, like Human Connection. So this is the Human Connection, is this here. Well, this is the new one. For the old one, we have, we're in the process of like rewriting the repos. So here, for example, yeah, it's a social media, like, you know, similar to Facebook, except for it's open source and is like, you know, trying to make the world a better place, connect people. So you have this, and you have like something like Mastodon.social, and there's lots of other ones as well. And what we want to be able to do is for people to be able to see like the feeds from other social media without needing to like go and sign in to all their different social medias. So they're signed in to their Human Connection account, and they can like consume the posts or activities or events, whatever, from other social media sites.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I really wish I could find that. I wonder if it's here in the Human Connection channel. It might be. So the issue is that for us to communicate with ActivityPub, we
back.
Hey, cool. Awesome.
I think my connection is working well.
Oh, good.
So if you want, I can try to explain and start stuff. You can, if you can update me what happened in this interval.
I was just explaining a little bit about. So actually, what happened was that a couple of things happened. Like, I pulled down the latest changes, and now all the tests are passing. So that's good.
Nice, good news. I try to run this locally also.
Yeah, cool. So I pulled. I mean, I feel like I cloned this not too long ago, and I'm quite surprised that they have such a big difference between. I guess it was like February 4th that I created the repo. Oh no, that was when it's updated. Sorry. Anyways, like, I guess it doesn't really matter. But the point is that I pulled down the changes, and it has 195 tests, and they're all passing. A couple of them have been excluded, and 20 of them have been skipped. So I don't know. Maybe they skipped some of the ones that were failing instead of fixing them. Not sure. But I guess for our purposes, it doesn't really matter. It's the good news is it's passing. And then I was just explaining to Paulette a little bit about human connection and a little bit about activity pub and how we're trying to connect with other social networks and be able to consume their feeds, like their activities or their posts or that kind of stuff, for our users inside of the human connection. And then I was explaining that we kind of prefer to be able to use this CommonsPub because it's written to like use GraphQL, and so that means that we wouldn't need to like open up an extra endpoint on our API or on our backend. Like we could just like have it. There's apparently some glue code that needs to be written, and we're kind of unsure how much glue code there would be. But basically, like you would be able to just speak directly to our GraphQL, which speaks to our backend. So we would still like keep one point open on the backend instead of needing to open up another point for an API. You know, I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes. So I was talking with Parasito about last week, and I think what we need to develop in this glue code, it was not so clear. So we are talking about connection to the GraphQL, but which endpoint we need to implement? I think this is not so clear. If you can only review this part.
Well, I mean, I think it's not clear to us either. You know, like the part from the human connection side is like we're already connected to GraphQL to the back end. The only question is like what is coming out of CommonsPub, like and the GraphQL coming out of CommonsPub, if that needs to be somehow adapted to like be able to communicate with the GraphQL that we have set up, like, you know, like that's speaking to our backend. So we kind of want to know more about how this CommonsPub works. Like, how are we supposed to like connect to it, and what's coming out of it, you know?
So the content published in the human connection will be published from the CommonsPub. It's right.
Well, we have like I don't know where this. I was telling Paulette there's like there's a graph about this that is really nice.
The diagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also where Mastodon.social fits in this architecture or is not related.
Mastodon.social is just another social media of which there are several, you know, and then that they communicate to ActivityPub, and then CommonsPub communicates with ActivityPub on one end, and on the other end it like sends out something to GraphQL, like, and then that GraphQL, you know, because we use GraphQL, where, you know, would be much more easily adaptable to be able to speak with our backend.
Okay, so
that's why we were trying to kind of read the test to see, like, you know, presumably they have tests for like, you know, the type of information that comes in from ActivityPub, and then what kind of like information comes out after they process it with CommonsPub.
Okay.
But like, Robert was looking at the test and he wasn't able to make heads or tails of it, and so we're kind of like hoping, you know, someone who's more familiar with Elixir could try to make sense of actually what's even happening, you know.
Okay, we can try to review that. For me, it's not so clear what we need to develop, what we need to implement. So it's an integration from the human connection to Mastodon or pub content to ActivityPub. To understand this very well, or maybe if you have a issue an issue to read and maybe discuss about that will be nice, because I'm just trying to understand the code base, but I don't know what we need to implement. So I think this is hard to help in the issue.
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem is that we like nobody really has a good sense of how community our Commons Pub really works. Like we kind of know that it communicates with ActivityPub and that it uses GraphQL, and that's about all we know about it. You know. So
Okay. So it is about the communication and about the feature, the business rules.
I don't know. I don't think we've gotten to that point even, because I don't know. I think we have a good idea of whether it's even possible to use this for our use case. You know, like I think we think it is, because we use GraphQL, and this was designed to be able to be a bridge between ActivityPub and GraphQL, because you know GraphQL is as Rob was saying last week, is much more flexible.
Okay, so it's like trying to figure out what we can do with this information.
Yeah,
is just what we are doing.
Yeah, that's what I understand. Yeah, I mean, I wish Robert were able to join us. You know, but I'm not sure. Like I think maybe he soured a little bit on this because of their or maybe busy, or I'm not sure. I can't really speak for him, but like I mean, we can have a look and see if there's anything, like having looked at it, that kind of makes sense, that okay, this is how it's working. This is what, you know, what the information they get from ActivityPub, like we don't need to so much worry about, because I mean, I guess, yeah, some, but like we just need to see how we can connect what they're translating from ActivityPub to our GraphQL, like, and if there's things that we need to add, like to as glue code to translate what's coming out of their translation to map with what we have, like that our backend expects for the, you know, those types of activities.
I see. I understand that we need to check how the content is published in the ActivityPub, and but I still not connecting the points, connecting the dots. So for me, it's very hard to understand what we need to integrate, what we need to develop.
Yeah, I mean, I think we don't need to. I don't think we need to develop or integrate anything. I think the idea is that we get a better understanding of how CommonsPub works.
Sorry, Matt, can you repeat, please?
I think like the idea is that we get a better understanding of how CommonsPub works.
Okay. I think this will be like a starting point.
Yeah.
If you need some server, if you need to, as I was reading, it seems decentralized.
Yeah.
So
I think what we like, from what we were talking about before, is we're trying to use this, like I think what we're trying to do is this using an upstream proxy for federation, you know?
Yes, it's just like the Mastodon social uses.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you already set up something in your development machine?
I mean, I've cloned the repo, but I haven't gone through like this README, and like I'm not exactly even sure. Like the thing is that this Moodle net, like because so they use Postgre for this, but from what I understand, we don't want to use their, like, we're not interested in the database part of what CommonsPub does. We just want to, like, how, you know, kind of grab the information as it moves along the pipeline, and instead of saving it in a database, which they seem to be doing, we want to like we want to save it. We want it to go through our backend and save it in our database, you know?
Yeah. So in this case, we need to ensure that the test is really in publishing stuff in the ActivityPub or is being mocked. Did you already check that?
No.
That
I mean, I can
uh,
look at the code here, and we can. I was just having a quick look at the test.
maybe we start from this point that we will understand if we need to set up something in your developed machine to get this ActivityPub server maybe running, or there is just a proxy server that we can use.
Yeah, so it says there's a Nginx Pro. So like the manual installation is install the dependencies. So I've done all this, right? And it's like clone the repo, then run
Okay.
mix deps get, which I've done.
Yeah.
Then it's like mix generate config. So I guess I haven't done that yet.
Oh, okay. This repo that you're reading the README is from which project?
This is the CommonsPub server.
Oh, CommonsPub. Okay. This is the README file?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I hit this mix generate config, for example, then it says it's going to ask me a few questions about your instance and generate a configuration file, config generated. Check that and copy it to either the dev secrets.ex or the production secrets. So I guess we're going to be doing dev secrets. They'll also create the setup PSQL.
Okay. This is maybe to set up the database.
Yeah. Which
the
again,
credentials using in the project.
Yeah. Which again, I don't
Okay.
really think we need, but like I mean maybe so the task generate config could not be found.
Maybe we need to check out all the mixed tasks. It's like the running the rake with uppercase T. Mix list out tasks. List out task commands. Mix help. If you type mix help, it will print all the mixed tasks.
Okay.
So try to check there is generate there, or maybe gen. I see that there is some tasks from Phoenix, but I think what you need to use is not related to Phoenix.
Yeah. So yeah,
Maybe even that README is outdated.
Yeah, I know, that's the thing, you know. That's why it's kind of like, I mean, it seems like it. Otherwise, you know, why would they say we have a generate config mix if we don't have, you know?
Yeah. I will try to. We can check also if there is these files generated config.xs and setup db.sql psql in the gitignore file of the repository. Maybe if it's serious in use, it will be there.
Yep. So let's see if they have config. Yeah, so they have config exs.
So you can
No, they don't have a
cat in the gitignore file to see the gitignore content. Oh, sorry. Okay, so there is setupdb.psql there. So database setup files, some may forgot to delete it. Então, so it seems that this file is not, so maybe, and just maybe, that README is outdated.
Yeah.
Did you ensure that this web version that you are reading is selected to the branch, the developer branch?
Yeah. It's here. I don't know if you can see at the top of my screen.
Isn't from it. So okay. So maybe this file is outdated, and there is no generate command task.
Yeah,
in
it
there.
doesn't seem like it.
We used the migrate command in the last week,
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
seems to works. And you run the tests and also this passage. Maybe you can just start the server, or maybe check the routes.
yeah, it's already up to date. So if I do IEX mix Phoenix.server, and then
So if you type mix phoenix.routes, you see all the routes that Phoenix has implemented in this project.
mix Phoenix.routes. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So there is an API in GraphQL, Moodle Net sessions authorized token revoke. So it seems that there is a OAuth authentication, and this is like the CRUD of users, and it seems that there is anything more than that in the sent emails. And also there is inside of it API slash GraphQL. And maybe when to interact with the GraphQL API, we need to check the GraphQL documentation. I don't know if you're already familiar with that, with GraphQL.
A little bit. I mean, not. I've done some, like, a couple queries and mutations, and like we have some stuff in our, like, if I have, let me see, what part is this listening on? 4,000 probably. Too many things open. Yeah, 4,000. So it's listening on the same part as the like here, it lets you log in or register.
Oh, okay.
So then,
So did you try to register yourself?
you cannot register with this email address.
Okay, so after registering yourself, what you have in this project?
Well, it says
you have. Yes, it seems you only have the GraphQL, and maybe inside the GraphQL we have a lot of endpoint. How can we list those endpoints?
I guess, like, did you see this register user as
So maybe
one of the mix? There was like mix. What is it? Mix help, no? I can't run mix help from there. I need to run from here. Mix help. Is there a register? So now, like, because it says I can register a user with this, like, mix register user, name, nickname, email, password, but I can't do that either. So this readme,
it seems that is Docker. If you want to run from Docker, there is a title under it. So
where?
maybe just try to hit that address of a GraphQL. Maybe if you try to list the routes again using mix Phoenix routes, and try to access, I think is slash API slash GraphQL.
Yeah, my thing is not working. Come on. My mouse is not working right now.
No problem.
I don't know why it's been doing this recently. It like lets me drag it into the other place, but it doesn't let me.
If you want, you can use the common. Are you using the Ubuntu?
Yeah.
So maybe you can use the. Let me see let me check the shortcuts, the keyboard shortcuts.
Yeah, I can use Chrome at the moment. GraphQL. So here's the GraphQL, yeah. So then in GraphQL I can do like control space, and then it lets me know what I can do. So I can do like query.
So this address is /API is /GraphQL.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I can do what I want to do.
Collections maybe.
Yeah.
So all these autocomplete names are collection from GraphQL.
I think I need to do query first, though, right?
I'm not familiar with the GraphQL DSL.
Yeah, as you can see, I'm not so familiar.
Okay, so I think it maybe start in the README file. GraphQL learn. And I will send to the chat.
Oh, thank you.
The link is there.
So collections are typed in, but not provided. So it tells you, like, this is the kind of the cool thing. It's like field collections argument community local ID of type integer is required but not provided.
Okay, so it's like it's typed, so we need to specify everything. Let me check if in the documentation how to list all the collections, understand stuff. So maybe describing the structure, graphical, describe structure, schemas and types. So this argument. Graphical list shell types introspection. I think I found the link that we want.
Nice.
Just sent in the chat box. So
I mean, ultimately, it would be nice to find like you would think that they would have some tests about this, right? Like,
yeah.
So like tests, but like where do they have them? In the MoodleNet web or GraphQL?
I didn't check this part of code. We need to explore by ourselves.
They have like mutations, you know, like query equals this mutation.
I still trying to check the comment to list all the schemas and types in the graphical schema. Let's see.
Query equals that. Here's a collection. Yeah. This is like query. Like that.
Okay, it will be twice for you.
What's that? Oh,
so yeah, I just sent the piece of code to run in the graphical console.
Okay, the second or the first?
It's the same as schema before the backticks.
Yeah. This here.
So yeah, I think you can run just to check all the types existing in the database.
Okay.
The database is not the database, but in the database.
Syntax error before.
This
Column
maybe
zero.
there is a.
Yeah, you need like something like query or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
So there is no extra spacing.
I'm not sure. Yes. Line 7, column 0, line 7. Oh, so it's not here that the problem is. The problem is this last here. I'm not sure what it's saying is wrong though. Line 6.
Maybe try to copy from the official documentation. Is the second link introspection. There is the so there is not working. So I think you have to copy the left side.
Yeah, because then the right is the output, right? But there's
just to understand.
Okay. I think there might be a missing there's a missing end. There we go. Okay. Prettify. There we go.
Okay, root card type. It seems that we don't have any errors. I think is a step.
Yeah, that's a good step forward.
So this was supposed to list all the types. Maybe we don't have any type field because we don't have any fixture or any factory to fill the database. And did you already register yourself, or you got that error because you already registered about your invalid email address?
I don't know. I mean, I can try signing in. Where is like localhost 4000. Then that goes directly to the login. I can try logging in.
And maybe if you validation error, we the code to understand what is validating. So
Code.
not found. Okay, so I think you can try to register yourself using that email. Okay.
You're not registered this.
So you cannot read your address. A specific domain that we can't use, so it's unprocessable entity. It means that we are sending the incorrect data. What do you think to check the code, maybe the model, and understand if you have like a validation for the domain?
Yes. No. Sounds good. If I come here, that would be in lib and
I think in lib
pub
models
or Moodle.
If you try like a shortcut, you can type the control and check for user. Or okay, you already find it. Already found. Okay.
So this there is to say that we can do this like register user like from IEX, you know?
Yeah, but I think you can use the web interface since successfully integrated. If you look the beginning of the code, you see there is a whitelist email. Maybe we can check this alias. Maybe if you type the Control P and look for whitelist email. Okay, there is only this occurrence.
Yeah.
Maybe it's about the spaces in the code, or your
Yeah,
You are searching in the project, or okay?
it was because there's a space between. So there's this here, add email to whitelist, and then that's starting it into the repo.
So you need to have an email at moodle.com in the line 212, 222. So it seems you have the string ends with at moodle.com. So this is the problem. You can try to register yourself using this pattern. What do you think?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Matt.writer@moodle.com.
Matt, do you know if Ufsky uses this Moodle.com? You are trying to log in. We need to register yourself first.
Yeah. If Ufsky uses this?
Moodle.com.
Not that I know of. But
okay, maybe there is another platform of Moodle.
Oh, there we go. Nice.
Okay, so we're signed up and authenticated. Successfully authenticated. So I think we can try to run that command again in the GraphQL console to check the types. So there is only this root query type. Maybe we have to just on the schema and the query type. We need to check the another. Okay, I just checked what is missing. We instead of using query type only types in the plural. Yeah. So try to run again.
There we go.
Yeah. So this is the list of collections. So there is it's not a requirement to sign up yourself to list the types. So the types was already there. We just run the wrong command or the wrong query. So there, it seems we have a Boolean comment. Is mixed with GraphQL types and the custom types. So there is int, ig, Boolean, and it seems that is already built-in types. Yeah. So looking to these models, what do you think we can do using this integration? What is the idea?
I'm not sure what they mean by collections. That would be interesting to see. Or comments, like maybe comments or something. But like comments probably are like belong to something, I would imagine.
Okay, what do you think to open the model class and check the code?
Yeah, let's do that. Paula, do you have VS Code?
Me?
No, I use Sublime.
Oh, cool, awesome. I asked because I could start a live share so you could come in the code and hang out here, but if you don't have a live share, then it wouldn't work.
Okay, but I'm following along.
Okay, cool. Just speak up if you want to add anything or if you have any questions or anything like that.
Okay.
So what are we looking for? We're looking for comment.
Yeah, collection actually.
Yeah.
But it seems collection is a type from the GraphQL.
Right.
I just checking that. It seems that it's not from the project itself. Pagination, but it's not seeing collections. Don't see any type of that GraphQL types collection. Type system. Maybe we can try to find it for collections in the whole code, the whole project. What do you think?
Yeah. Here, collections.
I was thinking to searching the code base.
Yep, like this.
Yeah. So there is package lock that's about the front end we can ignore.
Yeah.
So there is that actor underscore aspect. So there is type collection. So it seems is from graphic like for actions. So say
Yeah, association outbox. Activity pub. You there, Webster? Hello?
It seems I'm back. Connection issues again.
No worries.
Okay, so there is a type called that is used for associations, and also you are curious about the comment models, right?
Yeah.
So maybe we just check it out. If you prefer, you can use I think the Control P comments will find it more quickly. It's not fine.
Yeah, Control P is just for file names, right?
Fine. So there is no model called no model called comment.
Yeah, there's not. No. Create comment. There's factory. So these factories, like, is it like factory?
Maybe there is.
Yeah.
Yes. No. Yes. It's similar, but in this case, is like the association of So it seems that some model has association for comment. And also we need to understand if there is comment and comments. So I think there is comments, and if you can check in this file that in the factor.x if there is more comment occurrence, I think it would be nice to understand which model maybe can have the association to comment. So it seems create thread. So Moodle.net, create collection, create a resource, and create thread. So I think this is the common stuff. And in the sidebar, when the the find results, the search results, what can we check also? Maybe the Moodle.net .x. Sorry, Moodle underscore net.x. Yes. My connection, I think, is delayed for the video. Okay.
Yeah.
This comments, there is context ID query, and we've typed note, and also print all the comments. So maybe the comments is represented by note model. There is a file in the model folder called note.
No.
Seems no. In the Moodle.net. We have to We have to explore this code. There is no other.
There's this and the activity pub build error.
So nice file to open. Types.x. Okay.
Yeah. Object aspect actor. So this is the activity pub types.
Okay. So it is
Activity
the mapping. So comment is also mapped there, or maybe not.
Comment where?
In types.x file, there is a comment or note entry.
There's note. There's like this here note on line 63.
Okay.
And comment.
So you just
no comment.
So only note. Yeah. We can. Okay. We already checked in the factory.x the types, the attributes of the comment. Maybe you can try to search from that attributes.
Search for
comment. There is which fields?
Author, context, and attributes.
So the comment create thread. So that method create thread. Maybe you can of it. Yeah. So there is schema, create thread, type comment, and the argument context local id no. Okay. We can go for. Okay, it is the method that creates the thread, and also it is the schema. Okay, there is requested fields from info. Maybe you can open the next occurrence in the Moodle_net.x file.
So requested feeds is this private method.
Okay.
It calls in this.
So there is a lot of there is two forms of it.
Yeah, there's this arity of 1 and arity of 2, right?
Yeah. 2 arity only. Okay. So I think we can go to the Moodle_net.x. It is the next file. And also we can use the test for reference. There is some tests showing how it works.
Test works. Owner actor factory.community and passes in the owner. Then collection factory.collection passes in the owner and the community. And then attributes factory.attributes passes in the comment. And then actor.
So there is
so
it seems the what is the actor?
I think I mean, it seems like because they're asserting that this error is forbidden, it seems like maybe only you would need to pass in owner, like if you passed in owner here instead of actor.
And maybe okay. I thought that it would be author instead of actor.
Yeah, that might be. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure why they use actor, but like this actor, it seems like is like a function created by someone. Like, is there def actor? Yeah. Here. Full user dot actor. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm curious to see if this would make this test fail. Like 97.
Okay.
Mix.
But all the tests are passing.
Yes.
In this case, did you change something?
Yeah, I changed this to be owner instead of
Okay.
Test MoodleNet test. MoodleNet test.exs and 97. It's still kind of slow to run the test, and yeah, so that failed. And did it fail in the way that I thought it would fail, or did it fail for random reasons?
Try to discard your change and run the test again.
So it's like assert that there was an error, and it's just saying that it was okay. So like I think that's why they created this actor, which is like first they created an owner, and then they said that the owner, like the collection and the community, belongs to the owner, and then they tried to create a thread as a different person, a different user, and like they're saying that you're not able to create a thread on this community or on this collection if you're not the owner.
Okay, it seems makes sense. And if you try to run again without the change, it will pass. On to confirm that.
Yeah. So it passed.
Okay, nice. Okay, ideas for the next steps. What we can do.
I mean, I still haven't seen anything that's like. So it seems like we need to create our community, like Human Connection community, or is the Human Connection the collection? I'm not sure. Like, I mean, I could like, so I'm now like a user, so presumably I would be able to create a community.
So you need to do that from the right. There's no web interface for doing that.
Yeah, I mean, going back to like this, if it says anything about doing anything like that, running front ends.
You can check the routes again to show maybe we missed something. Now that we understand a little more from the application.
So sessions, authorize, revoke, apps. That's create.
I think that's it. We don't have the access for that directly. I think all the creation goes directly from GraphQL.
And what is this like proxy? It's like
in the README file.
But then it's here in this route, like is the MoodleNet media proxy. I feel like that's
maybe
one, no?
What SIG stands for?
I'm not sure. So
do you know that?
Like remote, it hits this remote action and it takes in the con, which everything seems to take in the con in Elixir.
Okay, maybe SIG stands for signature.
Maybe. Yeah. SIG.
Maybe in the
message at the end of email. No.
Okay. Or maybe SIG. No. Don't know. There is a error message in the line 29. It's called invalid signature. So maybe SIG stands for signature.
Yeah, that sounds right. So then it says that there's a path that I can go to proxy/sig/URL. But like, where am I supposed to grab that signature from?
I didn't get the why we have a proxy route.
Well, I think that how we want to use it is like isn't that how we want to use it? Is to proxy like between the activity pub and our backend.
Okay.
I mean, we have like proxy request body, redirect on our request body, client and body when byte size body is less than case hackney dot stream body.
Okay.
Sure.
Pale, Matt, I need to go now.
Yeah,
But I don't know if you go ahead with this code, and maybe if you find something that we can work in the next sessions, I think it would be nice if everyone that participates can run the code in the local machines.
yeah,
Then we can then try to plan what we need to implement, and maybe we can contribute a little more,
yeah.
because we are a lot kind of lost in the code base, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I mean, there is the. I mean, I don't know if you have a second right before you go. There is the
Okay.
like we could have a look at this, or we could like I could try. I can on Thursday I can try to get some more clarification. But
Okay.
there's also this project as well that maybe would be more suited for for kind of what we're doing here with like um, the like trying to explain like kind of go with Elixir from some basics, not do anything too complicated. Is this AV
Oh, nice.
retrospective podcast? This is just like the only thing I've done so far. There's like 4 commits so far. It's just like the initial commit, which was like just doing Phoenix, like a Phoenix new, and then like Federico came in and he get ignored the .elixir _ls, and then he added like generated embedded podcast episodes YouTube with an ID of string, and then he did an in case statement in the retrieve episode function and moved to a context. So I don't know if that probably makes
Nice.
sense to you.
The purpose of this repository is to create an web interface for retrospective podcasts from
Exactly.
the Agile Ventures.
Yeah. So like
Nice.
we're using HTTP poison, and then like hitting this endpoint here and grabbing like using this flow key to grab like to find the YouTube link, and then grabbing the attribute ID, and then grab the at the 0 position, and then like if it's okay, then yeah, then IO put's not found.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like you're starting the project recently.
Yeah, and like basically what we want to do after we grab that that URL is we want to use like I don't know if we can use an Elixir or if we can use something with like command line, but like there's this YouTube DL.
Yes.
It's like a package that uses Python, but you can use it from the command line. So I'm not sure if we could do something in Elixir where you just run this as a command line, and like basically this is the what I need to run every time I want to extract the audio from the YouTube video. And so we wanted to like do this automatically. So like as a microservice, every Saturday it goes to the site, which like ultimately will be an API, but like goes to the site and grabs the latest video and extracts the audio and then puts it on like a front facing site, or maybe an RSS feed.
Nice.
Or something, I don't know. So I guess like I can try to get more clarification on this and see, because yeah, it'd be really nice to be able to help out with this. But if like I also don't want to I don't know if waste time is the right word, but I want to be careful we don't spend a bunch of time on this and then it ends up not even being like something we're going to use. I don't know.
So I think with that we can advance the to implement, and if you can send the link from the repository in the Ruby Floripa about the retrospective podcast.
Yeah.
So I think we can maybe try to contribute with this project.
Yeah.
And when we got some clarification, I think the next Monday we can do it again.
Okay, cool. That sounds great.
Okay.
Cool.
Nice. Thank you for the time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Paulette.
And
Okay, thank you. Bye.
we talked about you giving your speech at like as an Agile Ventures event sometime around this time, like different day. But I don't know what day was good for you. Like I've been telling some people, I think maybe Paulette has been joining our Elixir mob that we have during the Wednesday mornings. And I think she might have been there when I brought it up, and or maybe she had left. But so there's a couple of people that know about it. But if you tell me what day, like maybe next week, a day during the week that works good for you, on maybe Wednesdays or something, and or Thursday, whatever day works good for you.
Wednesday will be fine for me in the next week, because this week is my last in my current job, so it will be nice to do it in the next week.
Okay, cool. Yep. All right. So I'll create an event for next Wednesday, the same time, 6 p.m. Or could you do it?
Okay, I think after 6 p.m. 6 p.m. from that, for me it's okay.
Okay. Yep. I mean, it's I think for people like Paulette, she's joining us. I think it's like what time is it, Paulette? It's midnight your time?
Yeah, almost 30 minutes to 1.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's quite late for a lot of people, but you know, I explain to them it's when you get off work and it's the time you're available, and we'll have it recorded, so if people want to watch it later, they can watch it. So
do in the 5:30 or maybe 5 p.m. of Brazilian time.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can. I don't want it to be, you know, even 6 o'clock. It seems like is, you know, I don't want you to be rushing too much, because, you know, I mean, some people will probably join even though it's late, and the people that can't, we have the videos, you know, so we can always.
Yeah.
But I mean, if someone yeah. I mean, if someone specifically reaches out and says, "Oh, can you please do it an hour earlier?" then I'll let you know. But other than that, I'll book it for 6 p.m. and not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday.
Okay, and if possible, try to send an invite. So I send my email in the chat.
You broke up on that last part, but maybe you want to just either try to repeat or send me a message. Send an email. Oh, for the event. Yes. Okay. On the Google Calendar. Yep. I'll do that.
Sorry. Connection issues again.
No worries.
So,
I appreciate it.
But I have just sent my personal email in the chat box. If you can send me an invite. So thank you, guys. See you then next week.
See you soon.
See you.
Appreciate it.
See you. Bye.
Bye. I guess, Paulette, it's late for you, and it feels like we're kind of at a stopping point. So you want to just call it a night, and we'll get back at it sometime later?
Yeah, and maybe I'll go through the code so that I'm more familiar with it next time.
Yes. Yeah. I think you're probably more experienced at Elixir than I am, so you know, I don't have any problem like talking, but it would be good to get your feedback on what you think, and see if it like makes sense to you, what the purpose of this CommonsPub repo is, you know, because I mean, it'd be huge if we could figure out how to make it work with the Human Connection project. It's like a big goal, you know, and would potentially save us a lot of work from trying to like implement things to where we speak to ActivityPub directly, you know, because then we need to make changes to the back end, and it's not as secure. And so,
yeah, is it a project that is new, or is it an old one that was abandoned or something?
I can invite you on the channel if you don't mind. It's new to Agile Ventures in that we they just became like a new paid project for Agile Ventures. So I don't know. Do you know Robert? I'm not sure if you've met Robert.
No. Yeah.
He has the Hund Funk mit Bestimmen project, which is a project that uses Ember.js on the front end and Rails on the back end. And he works full time as a developer for Human Connection, and so he's been doing that for a while. And he just we just started kind of being active on the project in the last like month and a half. You there? Sorry. Oh. Paulette, I don't know if you're breaking up, maybe. Or if you can still hear me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think you were breaking up, or.
Yeah, yeah.
So what do I want to be doing here? I want to go to the calendar. I want to create an event for Wednesday at 6 p.m. Um, 6 p.m. and say Everton talk on. So he's going to give a talk next Wednesday on Elixir and Rails legacy app. I'm trying to think what the name of his talk was. Messages. Have messages. Have messages. Applications. How do I go to previous? This one here, 20 maybe. Oh no, this is the one that I spoke at. Where's 21? Yeah, I am just trying to do this before I forget. Then you guys would be like, "Where's my invite?" Past events. There we go. Trying to see exactly what his talk is. I maybe he's. I don't know. Have you heard of Elixir being used very much with like in combination with Rails?
Not really, but I know a lot of developers who are getting into Elixir have been in Ruby at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's assumindo uma app legada em Rails e introduzindo Elixir. It's like,
what does that mean?
it's like assumindo is like kind of like taking over, like let's see, people assumindo. It's like assuming, but it's not assuming. Like taking over. Yeah, taking over, neighbor. Assuming. Yeah, assuming is not the right word. Taking a legacy app in Rails, embedding, embarking, managing by taking, embedded, adopting, maybe. I think it's like something like taking over Rails legacy app and introducing Elixir.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. Can I save that to help them?
Yeah.
To help them? No. Okay. So then here, Weverton's talk. Seven. So this is February 6th. No, February 6th this week. February 13th. Add guests. Can I just do invites? Appointment slot, event, save. And then how do I invite people? Email guests. Is that how I do it? Email. So then here, we grab this email here. I need to send you that that link as well. I haven't forgotten. I just got a bit busy. Am I not able to use a comma there? I need to add a message. Invite to Everton stock. And then be great. I guess could add more people here. No. Add email. Add Sam. Who else do I want to add? Federico. I don't think I have like Sigus or anyone like that. I can invite people on the event anyways. Copy this and create an event here. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty excited. Like, I think you were there when we were talking in the Elixir mob about having like regular pairing sessions on, using Elixir, you know?
Yeah.
So it's quite nice that this has come up. Hopefully, it's like 60 minutes, let's say. Okay, cool. All right, so I should probably get going. I'm gonna do some. I was right in the middle of like running some tests when Weverton got a hold of me and was saying, "Hey, what's going on?" I need to see. I'm hoping all the tests are just passing. That would be nice. And then, if that's the case, then I need to push up and put in the PR and stuff. And you probably, I don't know. You don't seem awfully tired. You're doing okay.
Yeah, but I'm leaving soon.
Hey, Robert.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. Sorry for missing out on the Elixir pair programming.
No
I
worries.
just saw the message in Discord.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, we made some progress. Like, I think Like
Nice.
the biggest thing being that like for some reason like just having cloned the repo like some days ago, like I was out of date, so I pulled down the latest changes and now like 195 of the tests are passing, and yeah, it's all the tests are passing. So you haven't met Paulette. I was just asking if she knew you. Paulette, this is Robert that I was talking about. Robert is.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi,
nice
Paula.
to meet you. Hey.
Hi.
Paulette, I think. It's Paulette, right? How you pronounce your name?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you Robert, you know Sigu?
Hey, yes, I do.
So she's part of Sigu's crew.
Nice. Cool.
I don't know if that's
Yeah.
she
He
specifically
was a contributor to RFM.
Yep. So she's been studying Elixir like every day.
Oh, wow.
So
Nice.
yeah, that potentially would be a big help. And it's really late where she's at, but she was saying she's gonna have a closer look at the repo and see if it kind of is making sense to her. And like, yeah, so we got the test passing. We ended up being able to register, which I think you had done before as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Also, Mayel was finally responding. Did you see that?
I saw that. I saw that he had responded, and then someone else had responded saying, "I don't recommend using Docker Compose for development." And yeah,
Yeah, but I want to use Docker for development. Period.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
I mean, I think that's kind of a bit. I mean, especially if you're putting in a pull request like that's doing the work for them, it's a bit, I don't know, lame. It seems like to just be like, no, I'm not interested. I don't recommend that. It's like, okay, well, thanks for that. And we were able to like check like in the scheme of the different types, and this is what we got back from that query. So we have like this off payload, a Boolean. We have collection, comments, communities, resources, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And we were able to have a look kind of like basic. Well, if you have an account, then like you can create a community, and then you can create or a collection. Well, and a collection if you have more than one community, but I think those aren't like there's no routes for that.
Yeah, the interesting part. Did you find out where you can access the ActivityPub endpoint?
So these are the routes that are available. So there's no routes for like they're all with the MoodleNet web, right? Well, there's ActivityPub router, but that is like I think that just goes to the login, which then goes here to the page controller. It's all like MoodleNet web.
It's strange. Let me open Rocket Chat so I can have a look into what Mayel was writing. I've seen his notification. I didn't have a check on it. So it doesn't make sense. I was expecting there would be something.
Well, I mean, it seems like what we might need to communicate with is this media proxy path. It's like proxy and then takes a signature and then takes a URL, and that hits this like MoodleNet web that hit media proxy controller remote. Mm-hmm. That could be completely wrong, right? Because there's not a whole lot of other. I mean, there's like users, there's session, there's authorized token, and then like revoke the token, and then there's like the OAuth apps, and then there's the proxy, and that's it,
Maybe it's just missing. I was expecting more. So what does Mayel write? So he says CommonsPub as a translator is too reductive. It exposes 2 APIs at the moment. ActivityPub server to server REST API for federation. So there is a REST API for federation. And there's a GraphQL client API. So that's the one that you were talking about. Okay.
Yeah, it's at this API GraphQL. But where's the, I mean, the only thing it seems like are in the API is like the GraphQL and the user's new or user's post, and then like the sessions.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then the modularity. Yeah, so he's suggesting that we should put in all our business logic into the repository. I would do that in any case. Yeah.
Into what repository? Sorry.
Yeah, so the CommonsPub repository. So if we want to add more, if we want to add our own glue code for our own application, then we would have to push it directly into this repository. And if once we have 3 or 4 or 5 applications using CommonsPub, then we might modularize and take things out and have a small package that everyone can use in the end.
So like fork it, make modifications to it, and then like keep it up to date with as more people start using it. Or
yeah, but until we don't know where the exact borders are, right, where we have to make interfaces, I would just put everything into the repository.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have the. I don't know where. I know you shared that those graphs. Like I was trying to show Paulette and Weverton was like, you know, he was saying I'm not really exactly clear what it is that we're supposed to be doing, and I said, well, I don't think anyone really is. Like we need to get to know like how this CommonsPub works better, you know, before we can kind of get a clear direction of what we need to do.
And Mael also, so Armin was asking a question with regard to ActivityPub server REST API for federation. So Armin is asking, I can't find the shared inbox, user inbox or outbox endpoints exposed via Phoenix. So that's the web framework. Maybe my understanding of Elixir is too bad. What I could find or what I found is the code which handles follow, like, and undo activities, and the delegation from ActivityPub. But for example, insert into inbox and insert into outbox are empty. So my question is, where are the ActivityPub endpoints? That's exactly my question. And Maya is answering, indeed, we inherited ActivityPub endpoints from forking Pleroma. But the code base was so heavily refactored that a lot of it is now missing or non-functional, non-tested. This is high on the to-do list for the next couple of months. So I think it is absolutely nothing.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like they're, like you said, it seems like they're working on it because, like, just in a matter of like what, a week or so, like it went from like when I pulled in the changes, there was a lot of changes, you know, in a short period of time, and now the tests are passing. But like, yeah, I mean, it's here as like, yeah. So this is what you're talking about.
Paulette is leaving. Paulette is leaving.
Oh, okay.
Bye bye, Paulette.
Yeah, thank you, Paulette. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you. Yeah. So 2 months ago, this Alex Castaño put these like private methods that are like insert into inbox, insert out into outbox, and the private method federate, and passing in activity, and then just is returning okay, you know. So yeah, you're right. They're not doing anything yet.
Okay, so wow, I just pulled down develop. Okay, holy.
A lot of changes.
Origin, develop, git log. I think can git reset origin develop hard. Maybe I can set it up locally without the. you can help me if you still have time. I don't know how motivated you are or how tired.
No, I'm motivated and not tired. I'm still going to be working for another couple hours. I was when I started this, I was like running tests in the background for this PayPal API integration, but it looks like things are all passing. So I think I will just push this code up. But I mean, I'm definitely motivated because I mean, getting set up on it is something I think like I can definitely help out with.
Also, just to let you know what I was doing.
Yes.
In the meantime, when I was missing out on the Elixir thing, I finally managed to have like a really reproducible, repeatable setup for downloading the data.
Nice.
And I learned yet another thing. Right? So this data is here, and we even have the images.
Nice.
Which is awesome. And I don't have to do anything manually. It's all
there. This is through the pipeline, like through the build pipeline.
Yes. Wow. Well, it's not the build pipeline. I still have to I have to issue like 2 commands, but there's no it all happens in Kubernetes.
Wow.
I just have to start the migration, and that's it. And I learned something new, that is a multi-container setup. So I've thought like there's the pod, and that's like the smallest unit. It's actually not true. The pod is like the abstraction of a machine.
And
can have many containers running on a pod.
Yeah. So like a pod is like is what is like representative of what the node would be in like in a real deployment.
I don't know. There's also nodes in Kubernetes. I think that are the physical machines.
Yeah, but I guess that's what it's unclear to me is do nodes have multiple pods or just one?
So nodes have multiple pods. Pods have multiple containers.
Okay.
And here you can containers and containers on the same pods can share volumes.
Nice.
And that makes it very like the choice for any like helper tools, which is basically what I was doing with this thing here. So this is like a helper that's migrating the database, and it's doing all the stuff that's required in order to download the database, export it, and transform it, and put the right files into the right place. So that's like almost like the one and only choice for doing that kind of things. It's even yeah. So they have this exact use case of shared data. I didn't find it before. I was thinking like, how can we transfer data between 2 pods? The solution is not to transfer data between 2 pods, but to transfer data between 2 containers with different images on the same pod. I didn't know about that level of hierarchy yet.
But this still wouldn't like that. Still doesn't talk about the issue of sharing it between different nodes.
No, but we don't need. Maybe we need that in the future. So the use case would be different. The use case would be I want to scale out, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that is something we probably don't need for a while.
Yeah.
So after I learned how to do this thing with volumes, I think we don't need to do that for a while. Yeah.
But that's like something that you could wait till even after it goes public and wait till you actually have a scaling issue, and then just like all hands on deck, because we can be confident that there are solutions for it because people do it, but we just need to learn how to do it ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. And we can scale out already. It's just like think of like a request that's going through different layers, and we cannot scale out the layer at the very bottom. That's the database. Everything on top of that, we can scale out.
Yeah.
Like the database would be our bottleneck. But I think it's not a big deal. I think it's fast enough. I didn't do any benchmark, but I don't think it will be such a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the actual staging environment. That's the new one. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very, very happy about it.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely want to see when we can.
There's so much to learn. There's so much to learn. I think I have to do a whole pair programming on Kubernetes only.
Yep.
All right. Yes. Now let's do the Elixir thing. So I'm now in develop, and I have to do ASDF install, right?
You need to see if you no such plugin. So I think you need to do plugins add Elixir.
Right. Let's close all the Kubernetes stuff for now. Close the proxy. Close that and that.
Oh, you're not screen sharing anymore?
Oh?
No.
Oh. It was screen sharing like a minute ago.
Yep.
Okay.
Just when you started closing things, then it
disappeared. Interesting.
Yeah.
Here's my screen again.
Yep, I can see that.
So ASDF manager. So you're saying I have to say
ASDF and then plugins.
What does ASDF plugins do? ASDF plugins.
I think plugin list is, yeah. And then if you want to add, you do plugins add Elixir. It's a hyphen in between, yeah.
Elixir, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
And then you want to do ASDF install Elixir. You want to, yeah. Well, it looks like it's downloading the right one. So maybe it, yeah, I think it reads it from that tool version. So that, and Node, I feel like you don't need, I didn't need to add that, I don't think. Yeah, do ASDF install, maybe.
What is that?
No, I think it's trying to, download the Elixir again. It's already installed. And then ASDF Node.js. Please be sure to check the README of ASDF Node.js in case you have Bootstrap Trust. So maybe it's not called Node.js. Maybe it's ASDF Node.js. ASDF Node.js.
Yeah, but I mean I have Node on my machine.
Yeah, I don't think I needed to do that.
It's installed, and okay, there we are. Okay.
Yep.
So
now if you do mix deps.get.
Let's check the README.
Yeah, the README is out of date, by the way, as well. Like we were looking at today, trying to follow, like it says there's like this mix generate config that you're supposed to run, and it doesn't, the command doesn't exist. But like, yeah, then it's, so they install the dependencies, you've done that, and then you clone the repo, which you've done, and then yeah, mix steps.get. And then after that, like the next steps are not relevant.
Mix generate config is not relevant?
No, it doesn't exist. If you do mix help, then you can see all the commands that you have for mix, and you can see that it's not there.
Okay. And what do I have to do?
So I think you can try doing mix ecto.create. Well, do you have Postgres?
Yeah.
Okay. So then
I don't know if it's not starting. It's not started, I think. But
yeah.
Wow. So what is Ecto?
Ecto is like the is like what's it called? Active record, I think. But let me see. I can send you mix ecto documentation.
Should I start Postgres?
No, I think active record is like repo. Yeah, I think you probably need to. Active.repo, active.
Oh, Postgres is running.
I mean, it's compiling. There's a couple warnings and stuff, but let's see. Ecto summary. Association loaded, primary key. Mixed tasks.
Well, database for Moodle net repo has been created.
Yeah, so now do mix ecto.create or .migrate, sorry.
Shouldn't we put that into the README? Mix ecto create.
Yeah.
That was our first one, right?
Yeah.
Did you send in a pull request to update the README?
No. We just noticed that it's like out of date today, really. And then you can do mix ecto, and it lists like it prints all ecto tasks and their information. But then you want to do like just mix ecto, yeah. And then you do mix ecto.migrate.
Cool.
Yeah. So now you should be able to say mix test, and that should run all the tests. I mean, there might be something you need to start, but Phantom JS maybe. But yes, yeah.
Okay, it's good. It's pretty forward.
Yeah, it's. I mean, this part of it's not so complicated, and it's nice that they have lots of they have lots of command line, like tools, like information, that you can kind of go querying if you want to know what something does. And they have really good documentation,
on Elixir?
I like it. I'm a fan,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm learning. I'm not learning it as quickly as I want, which is what's kind of nice about having these like weekly pairing sessions, which we're gonna see what's up with this CommonsPub and if it's clear like what we need to do, and then also we have other things like we have like the microservice that I had started, and Federico gave me a review on and helped out a little bit, like to automate the extraction of the Agile Ventures podcasts. So like we have that we might have a play around with, and then like, yeah, I mean, Weberton is quite keen to have weekly classes, so he can be practicing his English, and then it's kind of like.
Did you join earlier?
Yeah, he was here today.
Nice. Great, cool.
Yeah. And then, so if we run out of things to do, then there's also like playing around with like rewriting the back end of website one in Phoenix, and there's some other Phoenix projects and webs at Agile Ventures as well that could be nice to have a look at, because yeah, I mean, going to the. I guess we have the Elixir mob every week, but then like sometimes I'm sprinting, so I can't make it to the Elixir mob, and then like learning a language like once every 2 weeks or even once a week for like a short period of time, and when you have like, it's weird.
So why doesn't run?
What is I notified tools? Oh, you need to run yarn. I think you need to run yarn install as well, don't you? There's a package.json as well. Is the package.json at the root level? Yeah, so I added some node modules.
No, there's no package JSON here.
There is in one of the directories. Hold on. I saw it today. Or am I just confused? Let me see.
There's one in assets. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So you need to, and that's, what was it saying that you needed? iNotify or something?
Yeah.
Well, there's no iNotify in here. But
Okay. All right.
that,
Now. What? Ah.
iNotify tools is needed to run file system for more information on how to install it. What is iNotify? Notify tools. There's nowhere anywhere in the repo that talks about iNotify tools.
Seriously?
You need it like locally. Do you have build essentials? I imagine you have build essentials, right?
What? No, I don't know what build essentials are.
Well, it's something like, I don't know if you noticed in the repo, it's something that said that you need to have the build essentials to, where was it? In the installation, install dependencies, build essential tools.
So now it's not doing anything.
Well, try mix test. I don't know if this makes run. I'm not actually sure. Yeah, so it looks like it's running. It's already compiled is why I think. So like when you run mix run, yeah, there you go. So now you have, I don't know, I think mix run just compiles, starts and run the current application.
So how can I run this the app?
So then if you want to run the server, you do mix. You can do mix phoenix.server, or you can do like Phoenix, sorry, PHX. Just no, mix and then space and phx.server. Or you can run like IEX, which will open up like an IEX shell as well, like IEX hyphen capital S and then mix.
So mix run is totally irrelevant.
No, I never have used it, but I don't know if it's, I don't know what it's really for. Maybe it's not for Phoenix. Maybe it's like for running a specific Elixir package.
There we go. That's okay, cool.
And then you have to, I don't know, you've registered before, right? But you need to register for like, I don't think that will work because I think maybe it will. But what we were working out is that you needed to sign up with the @moodle.com account. So just like, even if you don't have an account, just @moodle.com. And then try to sign up. There you go.
Cool.
But there's not very many endpoints, you know. Like you can go to the API GraphQL, Yeah, so I was trying to do that, and then it was like, yeah, you need some arguments. It's like,
is there a way how I can run the seed data?
I'm not sure if they have seed data. I mean, I guess it would make sense that they would, no? It's help. It'd be ecto, probably some ecto. Generates new repository of those previously dumped database structure.
Maybe I can just run this command. Whoop.
Yeah, the seed database.
Is undefined.
What is it? Seed database with arity of 1 is undefined. So seed database. It's defined in the release task.ex. Currently is not working, seed database, it says. There's a command that is currently not working, seed database. The reason is that to generate activity pub ID, we need the URL where the server is running, but Phoenix is not launched in this command. However, you can still do it. To see the database, we run the following command in IEX. And that's not working, he said. Yeah.
Oh, come on. Okay, I have to type in 2 times Control-C.
Yeah, you can do Control-C twice. I think you need to like maybe you need to what is it? No.
Any success on running the seeds?
No. I think we might need to be requiring something in the IEX to get it to, because and then I noticed that there's a shell command as well that's in like rel commands. But I don't think that will work. Because it's doing this like release CTL.
Is there a console, something like that?
The IEX is the console.
I mean, I can do IEX, capital S and mix. If I type in there, yeah, we get a different error message. Okay, compile error, undefined function actor. Does it make sense?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen that they use this actor like seems like to mean like user. Please use parentheses to remove the ambiguity or change the variable name. But what did you do to get that different error? Sorry.
I did this here.
Ah. Yeah. Interesting. Wonder what the difference between that and just regular IEX is.
So here we have actor. What do I have to put in parentheses? Is it compiled? Like it's in a build folder.
Yeah. It is a compiled language. Yeah. But I think like if you do def actor, then you have in like the factory.ex, which I guess it probably wouldn't be hitting, but you can see that it's like takes in attributes. Let me see if you search for actor, parentheses, factory.actor, factory.actor, factory.actor. Yeah, it's like trying to call this factory, you know, to do the seeding. There's like a seeds.exs, you know, actually. Script for populating the database. You can use it by running mix run priv repo seeds.exs.
Mix run what?
I can copy it in the cannot execute mix run without a mix project. It's because I'm in the wrong folder. Variable actor does not exist and is being expanded to actor. Please use parentheses to remove ambiguity. So
that's exactly the same error.
Yeah, so that's on line 19 though. So line 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like here. I wonder if you add that there, if that will, or if that will just complain about something else. Undefined function actor. I think you need to do like factory.actor. It seems like everywhere else they're using it is like factory.actor.
You have to remove the parentheses.
Well, I think they're saying that you need to use the parentheses, no? Actor does not exist and is being expanded to actor with parentheses. Please use parentheses to remove the ambiguity or change the variable name. Right, so maybe it's being, and same thing, variable communities does not exist and is being expanded to communities. But I think that they've refactored this in other places, like if I look for communities, I was looking at this with Weberton in the test. Yeah, it's like this. Well, this is the only place though. Let me see. Communities. Get a list of communities. Modal net communities. List following communities. List communities. Wow. Where was that test that I was looking at earlier? Was it this MoodleNet? Yeah, like look at this. So this test is like doing a factory.actor, and then with the parentheses, and then it's doing like passing in the owner to the community, and then passing in the owner and the community to the collection. So I think we would need to do something similar there, you know, communities. But I don't know, like here. Oh, I think actually this I think this maybe was just a typo and it's supposed to be actors, because they are doing actors equals 4 blah blah blah, and in the range 1 through 5 do factory.actor. You know, and then I think here maybe just need to do factory.community. Oh, they're already passing in actors. For A in actor, C in communities do. Not sure.
So this is how it was before?
I think so, yeah. I'm gonna do a git diff to see. Yeah, I need to use parentheses. And this communities is not anywhere? Like, this is the thing, this communities is here. So why? Oh, because it's not spelled right. That makes a difference.
Communities.
Communities. Like that.
Communities.
Yeah, communities. No communities exist. I wonder why not. I wonder if that was me or them. Oh, doing something. Wow. It looks like it's trying to send emails, but localhost 4000 is not started. So I wonder why that is. I stopped it. So I probably need to do that to do the seeding. Although look at that, that did a bunch of things. And it, oh, look at that, it's seeding. Seeding.
What's going on?
Something. I mean, it's like connection is closed because of an error, disconnect or timeout. So then there's like query error into accounts passwords auths. Insert into account password. Oh, here we go. Error disconnected, connection error. Timed out because it queued and checked out the connection for longer than 15,000 milliseconds.
Okay, let me see if I'm more lucky.
Yeah. Right. I mean, here in the you can see here in the back end, it's like it's doing a post to API GraphQL. Sort OAuth tokens, activity club objects.
So the community details where have been there. So their typo.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to, so what I have to do, I have to start Phoenix server.
Yeah.
Right. I go there. Nice. And then I have to say mix as IEX.
No, IEX. Yeah, the opposite. IEX -s.
I think I can just copy your code here, right?
Yeah, you can do that as well. Probably easier. So like, this is cool as well because now it tells you like this query type, you know?
Holy.
Yeah. Need something cool. So I got.
Okay, so there's another error.
Yes. Well, what error did you get? So you got a different error than I did, didn't you? collection
private.
Yeah, so follow with an arity of 2. Did you mean follow collection? Maybe. It's definitely possible. That's a good thing about them asking if you meant something, is like that might mean that it follow communities exist. So follow.
But where is it?
That's on line 19.
Where do you see line 19 on my screen?
Sorry, I'm looking at my screen on the seeds.exs in the priv/repos/seeds.exs. Well, I think the reason why it's saying it's undefined. Well, no. MoodleNet, undo follow, undo follow, undo follow. Yeah, I mean, they don't seem like to have a follow. The only follow method they have is not in MoodleNet. It's in ActivityPub, and it's like commented out. And it's not arity of 2. It's like arity of at least 3.
So is it the time where we just say, okay, we found a bug, let's report it? Because I'm now getting slightly annoyed by this repo again.
Yeah.
I'm still not quite sure if it's actually a good way of implement, or if we just should scrap it and implement ActivityPub on our own. What do you think, Matt?
I mean, I think I think we have to be careful how much time we spend on it, I guess. But I think if we can get it working, it would seem like it would save us a lot of work, right? Because like we don't need to actually create our own endpoint.
I don't think it's saving us a lot of work. So that's not the main reason why I'm interested into that repository. Like the main reason I'm interested into that is like we're doing so many good things for other people.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the reason why. And maybe we create code that other people use. I have a couple of applications, and the application owners would be very interested in having an easy way, a very separated, encapsulated way of creating their own ActivityPub endpoint, and they just have a GraphQL API.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So having an easy way of creating that ActivityPub endpoint would be awesome. You have to implement everything on your own, so that's like it's really annoying.
Yeah.
On the other hand, we also have Armin, who's writing his bachelor thesis, and he's like it's too much for him. He doesn't have experience with Elixir. He just has experience with JavaScript.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like slightly overwhelmed by it. And maybe it's also good for educational purposes to write your own ActivityPub endpoint, maybe. So we also have a rough understanding what we would have to do on for CommonsPub, for example. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not sure. You know, it's kind of difficult to predict how much work each one would be. You know, and which would be more educational or more beneficial. You know, like
yeah, I also have no idea what to do.
I mean, I think like what you were saying about opening up like our backend to another like API endpoint being less secure seems like it's not inconsequential, you know?
Yeah, it's not really unsecure. I mean, what I would do is if we have GraphQL as our primary interface, I would basically implement some, like the idea of having this translator thing in JavaScript. Yes. So I would basically just do the same thing. I would not have direct access to our database bypassing all the authorization stuff. So I want to have authentication, authorization at one central location, and there's just one interface to it. So everything that goes through the interface is properly checked.
Yeah, yeah.
I see how easy it is to do. There's also there are also, I've tried to research on ActivityPub libraries that help you do it. And I think there's one library for Go. And apart from that, there's nothing.
Interesting. I have Go installed locally, and I'm kind of interested in learning a little bit about it, but I don't know anything about it, or even like it's like dynamically typed language, right? Or no, it's statically typed, right?
Yeah. Matt, can you excuse me for a minute?
Yeah, of course.
I'll be back.
Yep. Good. No. I think I can go grab dinner. Yes. Okay. Okay.
Okay. I'm back.
Hey.
So I think I would basically make a stop to it, make create an issue request that we try to run the seed data, and we're kind of stuck. Or maybe you can now create a pull request, which is work in progress pull request. What do you think?
Yeah, for the updated documentation.
Yeah, and also please, when you create the pull request, you can also link to the recording of this video. I think that's interesting for them. You know, or do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. I mean, I doubt they would watch it, but like, it doesn't hurt to. It doesn't hurt to.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if they watch it or not. The point is they can see someone
spending
really
hours
trying hard to, and spending hours to set up the application.
Yeah. They're suggesting on the issue that I was facing, maybe adding this ownership timeout because mine timed out. It's weird though, because here it's like sent 200 in 181 milliseconds. I mean, from like looking at the server output, it seemed, I mean, it appears like everything ran fine, you know. I can't tell from here that anything went wrong, you know. But then in this seeds here, it's like connection is closed because of an error, and it's like connection took longer than 15,000 milliseconds. So now I've added that to give it 60,000 milliseconds, and then hoping that that makes a difference. I mean, yeah, the other thing is like maybe put in a pull request like to update the communities. And so I'm kind of, this email not found. This may be because the server was restarted. Go back to the email index, see all emails. No email sent. Maybe because not using local adapter, you recently started your server. Yeah, I did recently restart my server, but yeah, right. So that's kind of the same error that I was facing before, and it's still with that 15,000 milliseconds. So I guess that making that change here didn't work. You know, yeah. I mean, maybe remove that if I'm gonna put in. I need to create a branch as well. Like stash these changes. I didn't get this error about follow with arity of 2 though. And I'm not sure if that's because it didn't get to the place where yours got, or it got further. I mean, it certainly seems like it's done quite a lot. It's been calling this bamboo email. Whitelist emails. Inserting. Like, but so like if it has inserted all this stuff, like even if it didn't complete the whole thing, like you'd think we'd be able to like, you know, like, so that's great. Now we have some seeded data. Like how do we
Yeah, don't worry too much about it. We made quite some effort to try to fix it. I now would not follow it any further. Just create a pull request with what the changes you have right now. Explain very well what you expect to happen, and tell them about the typos. It seems to be under very heavy development at the moment, and people are committing things to develop that are not working at all, and they have not the best tests, not the most descriptive tests, and so on.
Test works.
Yeah.
How is it supposed to work? Can you help us out a little bit? ActivityPub object. Yeah, I mean, I unfortunately don't know enough of Elixir to even know like what it is that I'm supposed to be looking for here. This IEX. Oh, right. Does that give me something? No, all is not a function. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, I think I have a hard time letting things go, but then I can end up spending a lot of time and not getting anywhere. And I mean, I don't know, I guess it's not a good time for Federico. I was hoping he would join us at some point, but I guess it must not be a good time for him. I don't know. I can try talking to him and seeing if there's a time that's better for him. But yeah, I mean, ActivityPub objects is where I was adding things to.
Wow, I'm having a look into the repositories that are implementing ActivityPub. So the first one that comes up is obviously Mastodon.
Yeah.
And I was looking through the README, and they have a Vagrant configuration included for development purposes. Seriously? They want you to use VirtualBox for development? I would rather die.
Yeah, what's they don't have anyone that can like spin up or like write a Docker file for them?
Yeah. Probably, huh?
Oh, here we go. Aspects, object aspect. Activity pub aspect. Yeah. Activity pub object aspects. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Find. Yeah. Okay. So what do we have? Oh, you can list the database tables. That's kind of cool. Eh? Eh? Part I. Eh? Oh, look at that. Wow. There's the database table. That's a lot of database tables. So if you have data in the database, I mean, I guess that's good. Look, Asia, Bizkek.
So that's the data you have in the database right now?
America, Mazatlan, yeah. Apparently. Oh, look at that. 399 objects, 74,000 words.
But what did you do?
I did like Control C, and then Control C like gives you options. And then one of the options is like D, which capital D, which lists the database tables. It's like, I mean, it's way too much information to
a little bit.
You really understand exactly what's going on. And there's more than one as well. So what else? Oh, look, they have a where am I? Ooh, where am I? Pry session is currently not enabled. Wow, you can use Pry. Whoa. Weird. And it's like keeps counting. Like now I'm in like the 4th session or something. And then if I do like Control C, kill distribution. Okay. Proc. C proc info. Oh man. Yeah. Connected. All the parts I'm connected on. Spawned as Erlang.apply.
Actually, we have Mastodon has a couple of tests that are doing some activity pub tests.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what I'm going to do now. I'm trying to set up a Mastodon and run the tests. I think this will help, because that's what I was looking for so long.
Yeah, some like tests that help to double as documentation.
Yeah, exactly. Git clone, Mastodon. Oh yeah, And they have so many routes. It's amazing.
What's the diff here? Okay, so get stash.
They also have 4-man to run processes. That's the same way I do it. It's something also nice to have a look at, like how do other people make architecture. I think I have quite an idea how I want to have the architecture to look like, but it's sometimes interesting to see what other people, what approaches other people did, right?
Mm-hmm. So I want to add this priv, and then in the documentation, where's the README? Here. So Docker. This I'm just gonna delete. Like this is the thing is they don't even have this dev.secret.exs like either. So they do have a thing about running the migrations. So I can delete that about migrations. And
Are you still broadcasting?
yes.
Do you think it's better to have it on record, or do you think it's putting people off when they see some random guys are talking for 3 hours or so? Definitely.
Probably the latter. I'd even forgotten that we were still recording, but I think we're kind of wrapping up anyways. Like I think that's, I don't know. I mean, I can put this in and see what they think. Like I don't have any. If they don't like it, that's okay with me. I mean, so yeah, I'll stop the broadcast.
Nice.